Job costing. How do I measure all the input costs per project?
It's really simple, Bryn, with Nexvia. Having all of your information in one place and having it fed in live means you can track your profitability, your target GP against your actual GP, and look for any leakage. Check out our video.
Nexvia, so what is it? What exactly does it do?
Bryn, simply, it's a simple cloud-based software designed for the residential, shop fit and fit out sectors to basically manage your projects end to end, from site, office and even production.
Yep, okay, brilliant. And like what the origins of it, where did it start?
It actually started here in Brisbane. So funnily enough, about 15 years ago, it was purpose built for a shop fitter at the time.
Yep.
It was having a lot of trouble basically finding a all-encompassing solution for end to end, solving all problems from finance, what was going on site, budget, tracking, the whole kit caboodle, all in one platform. So hence Nexvia was born, and here we are today.
Amazing. So Brisbane-based, Australian-made software, amazing. So let's get into it. I mean, I've got a lot of residential builders on my books, and some of those residential builders are still using Excel spreadsheets to manage their projects and also the finances of it. Like, what issues do you see with running a business using Excel?
Again, or just quickly on that, a lot of people are using Excel and always have been. So I've been in the industry for 20 years as well. I was using a spreadsheet for probably up to 15 years, I think. The thing with Excel spreadsheet is that you basically can only have one person in there at a time, so you don't have that transparency and that flow across the business. Look, human error comes into it all the time. So again, in a construction job, you don't have time for human error.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess one of the things I noticed with Excel is that you generally get kind of one person in the business, potentially the owner, that can use it amazingly and knows how to use it. But when they try and get somebody else to do that task in Excel, you can never find somebody that can do it quite as well as the owner did. So it's not really scalable if you're trying to scale your company up in some respects, is it?
Exactly, and that human error and it changing over time. Any business that's looking to scale, you can't forecast very well through Excel. There's a lot of things that you can't do in Excel that you can do in a product like Nexvia, which is why we're here today, obviously.
Brilliant. And tell me about, I guess, workflows, because every builder or every commercial contractor has different workflows, or they might not have standardized practices. In Nexvia, is there a standardized best practice?
There is, and actually it's something that's kind of evolved over time too. So when we first started and we kind of went to the public with Nexvia, we were open to whatever anyone's workflow was, but over time we've developed what we're now calling the Nexvia perfect practice. So that works in the residential market, whether it's shop fit or fit out. We've got a lot of information from a lot of our customers. We've worked out what works and what doesn't, and now we present that workflow to people as part of our implementation process. Yeah,
brilliant. So I mean, when you buy a software like Nexvia, they'll have some of these workflows. So if you aren't as, I guess, process driven, you can just adopt those workflows and implement those into the business at the same time as the software.
Definitely, and that's the whole thing. I mean, we're kind of leaning on the industry, leaning on our past clients for our newer clients as well. Everything that we've gained experience from over time, we're now passing on to our new clients. Yeah,
and that's one of the advantages, is it?
Definitely.
With that, like, what are some of the other advantages to using a software like Nexvia? What are some of the advantages of using this over, I guess, some of the other product providers
products,
that are out there in the market?
Right. I suppose, and you nailed it before. And number one, we're Australian based, so we're still here based in Brisbane. We service Australia and New Zealand, but I mean, we've got Australian lingo, so with a lot of other products on the market, one of the biggest problems is that they use terminology that most people aren't used to. So things like a change order is what some people might call a variation. Correct. And that's something that people come across. Simple things like GST. So amazingly, a lot of other people in the space in the US, and they just don't deal with GST within the software, and that's something that's then needed to be done manually through your accounting software afterwards. So
hard when you're running WIP reports as well. And you're trying to find out, is it GST exclusive, inclusive?
Correct, and none of it's talked, inclusive of GST in the construction industry here in Australia anyway, so it makes it really hard to work out where you're sitting as 100%. Well.
And getting on board with that Australian theme's always fantastic as well. Supporting other Australian companies, it's always a big part, isn't it? So, with that, I mean, where like if you purchase the software, where is the customer service based? Like, is it easy to get on to the customer service? Where are they? How does that look?
So again, all here in Brisbane, which is great, and we do service obviously Australia and New Zealand wide. We've actually just grown the team in the last couple of weeks too, so we've got 3 extra people sitting on the support team as well. You can simply pick up the phone, so that's one of the best things about Nexvia. You know that you're going to get someone locally here, talk through the problems. Look, it could be something really simple about, maybe forgetting about how to create a purchase order, hypothetically, or it could be an issue with logging in bits and pieces. But yeah, the guys here are great and always ready to answer the phone.
Amazing. And so with some of the other providers, what I've noticed is you kind of go in there, they give you a trial of the software, you get the trial, have a look at it, and go, oh, yeah, this can kind of do what I want, and then they kind of
off you go.
You buy it and off you go. Like, I'm a builder and now I'm trying to work out how to do the software element of it. How does that contrast to setting up with Nexvia? How does that look if you're setting up with Nexvia or implementing Nexvia?
Implementing Nexvia, exactly. So we call it implementation process. I suppose what you were talking about before is those workflows. So our implementation process starts with the discovery meeting initially, basically handing over the client to the implementation team and really getting the implementation team to understand what the business is, how it functions, how people communicate, in the office and also on site as well, and what's really important to them. And for us, it's really important to set up and solve the problem at hand initially, so that people find the software easy to use, and we can provide that solution. After that initial meeting, we then get into our detailed implementation process, where we basically request and upload all information about the business. So that might be all of your contacts, all of your equipment, all of your materials, etc. And once everything's set up in the system, we then start the training. So you're actually doing training with all of your information, all of your terminology, all of your clients and all of your projects ready to go. And then it becomes a lot more sticky in that process as well.
Yeah, okay. And I guess, one of the last things, or one of the things I'm thinking is reporting. Like, we're accountants, so we're always trying to look at the reporting aspect of, how each build looks, or if you're a commercial contractor, how that stage looks. What does the reporting look like in Nexvia, I guess, and where does the reporting start?
Reporting actually starts from the beginning. So we run a project through from our CRM or lead management through into estimating and tendering, and then through a project as well. So on that, a lot of people come to us because they've been using other softwares and that they've been actually given the advice that they're not able to produce reports that they're able to scale with anyway. So naturally, people come to a product like Nexvia. We can provide that solution. So as far as the reporting goes, we can jump in here and have a quick look if you'd like to.
Yeah, brilliant.
So in what we call a high level, we've got a pipeline report. So a pipeline report gives you an overarching view of everything that's going on across all of your projects at every stage. It also includes a work in progress report. Again, when Nexvia was first built, this was one of the things that was missing for that shop fitter based here in Brisbane, and has definitely evolved from there with both that shop fitter and other clients as well. So you can see here, basically running through all of your projects, your current position, your current GP, your current work in progress as well. And then your targeted, and the difference between the two. So all of this is fed in live, which is one of the greatest things about Nexvia. So that's fed in through all of your purchase orders, all of your bills that have been received, and even your time tracking on site as well.
Yeah, brilliant. So I guess you start at the start, get your estimations done, all that goes into here, then you can run your budget on the job.
Correct.
All of the information's coming in, so you can see all your input costs, and then in real time you can see your gross profit on every job you're doing.
100%, and it's all live. So again, a big point of difference for us is that at any time you can jump into the system, see what your current position is, measure your risk, and look for any leakage that you might be having on projects as well, and make changes at that time rather than waiting to the end of the job and finding out that potentially you'd lost money halfway through the project.
Brilliant. And I guess then the last thing would be, what are the next steps if you want to have a look at Nexvia, or you want to kind of give it a trial? Do you guys do like that kind of trial basis, or how does it look, trying to have a look at
definitely
under the hood?
So what we do, we organise a demo, so either a demo with us directly or even through yourself, Bryn, as well. So we work through the product end to end, show the client what exactly what Nexvia does, and also find out what they need at the time. From there, we then set you up with a demo account, so you can have a bit of a play around in the system. And basically, the next step from there is making sure that Nexvia is the right product for you, and then getting you into that implementation process.
Amazing.
Yes, sir.
All right, thanks, Hugh. That was brilliant. Thanks for coming out today.
Much appreciated.
If this content was helpful for your business, make sure you hit the subscribe button and don't forget to click the notification bell. That way you'll get notified whenever I post a video.